Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Occasionally there's headlines in the news. They want to get the information out that somebody's paying a ton of money for a work of art. And one of those headlines is viral today. A 1954 painting is expected to fetch a price of $95 million at an auction in New York. And this is all over the news as of yesterday, Sunday, September 22nd. And seeing the expected $95 million for the painting from 54, I immediately thought, there's one order in the world that venerates both of those numbers, and it's the Jesuit order. So then I look up the painter, Rene Magritte, if I'm saying his name correctly. If not, apologies. I don't really follow the world of art. But anyhow, look at what day the man died. August 15th, the Jesuit order's birthday. And we won't even talk about him dying at 68 before the Jesuits put a million plans into motion that are impacting us now in 2024 more than ever. Again, if you don't know about the Jesuit takeover of the world in 1968, and really it was before that, but in 1968, again, it was the year of years. Coronavirus coined, fentanyl approved by the feds, 911 made the national emergency dialing code, World Trade Center construction began in New York, and on and on and on. Anyway, the Jesuits were created to counter the 95 Theses written by Martin Luther, and of course they assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. in 68 on the 95th day of the year. They, as in the Jesuits, but again, they were created to counter the 95 Theses and recognized by the Roman Catholic Church on September 27th, the day leaving 95 days left in the year. And if you look into their headquarters, it's in Italy at the Church of the Gesù, Building 54. In Gematria, Jesuit order equates to 54. It's funny because Mark of the Beast equals 54 as well. And if you spell out 666's words, it equals 95. But again, 95 million for a painting from 54. And, again, in light of, the Jesuits being the modern-day Templars, and the Templars created banking as we know it, and, the Vatican, which this order serves, being its own independent city-state and having a printing press, and, again, fiat currency just being based on what the authorities tell us. Again, the reason there is a super class of super billionaires who can just throw around $95 million for a painting, just think about what that is, really. Think about how many people are just so desperate in this world, starving, no shelter, can't pay their bills, can't turn the heat on or the air conditioning. Cities just full of more and more suffering people, and then you got a class of people who can just throw 95 million around at a painting. Ultimately, I think that's what these headlines are really about. For everyone who reads them, just so that all these ideas can stir in their brain, think about what's wrong with the world, feel really small. They don't even have $95 in their bank account. Somebody's got 95 million for a painting. But yeah, again, you take the Gematria lens, like your Roddy Piper and They Live, and you go, I see exactly what happened. And again, I saw this headline floating around this morning, so I had to take a look. My first thought was to look at the artist, and I said, well, look at that. He died on the Jesuit order's birthday, the day they were founded in Paris, France, August 15, 1534. So, and then I also looked up the school that he went to. He went to school in Brussels, major battleground in the world wars that were instigated by the Jesuits, of course, right after we set up the central bank here in the U.S. But look at the address of that building, 144. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, ABC is 1, 2, 3. If you just take the alphabetic order, ABC is 1, 2, 3 up to Z, the 26 letters, 26. Jesuit order equates to 144. And if you take the alphabetic order with numerology, Jesuit order is 54, just like Mark of the Beast. And for the record, Mark of the Beast is also 144 with just the alphabetic order. And don't forget, the Jesuits came out of suppression in the time this country had been founded, 144 days after James Madison's birthday, the sitting president at the time. And don't forget, the Jesuit suppression lasted 41 years, like USA equals 41. 41, the 13th prime, the land of 13 stripes, a major Jesuit stronghold. Again, The Jesuits published Art of War, and the next thing you knew, this nation was founded, and it's been at war ever since. But, again, if you think all this stuff's a coincidence, get some more sleep, fix your diet, work on your critical thinking. The Jesuits depend on a society of dummies that they can easily mislead and dupe with all their propaganda and psyops in the news. And I'd say even to an extent, this is one of them. All the people right now broke as everything, because we all know what the Jesuits did with their little simulation that they turned into the news, the great pandemic of 2020. Unless you were 500 pounds overweight or already dying in a nursing home, you were pretty much safe. And don't forget they coined that thing in '68. But again, with their little psyop, shutting the world down and then printing tons of money, all the inflation, now nobody can afford anything. But hey, some people out there still got $95 million for paintings for authors who died on the Jesuit order's birthday. And I'm guessing that guy didn't pass naturally on that day. Just for the record, the word art has that 42 value like Jesuit. I'm not saying the Jesuits created art. Art predates the Jesuits, but they did create the language and the calendar and synced up all these rituals. And that might very well be why they use so many of these art stories as coded information. And also, I mean, like, seriously, I'm not knocking the painting, but, you know, little simple sky with some clouds, a couple of trees, house with a lamp on out front, 2 windows lit up, little river passing by with the reflection. I mean, it's a nice little painting, but $95 million? You know, my niece, she could paint that. So, just like some people get the price tag on them because the Jesuits control the world stage and the value of things too. It's like Taylor Swift, totally mediocre. And go down to the Portland area and walk down the street and hear 10 musicians playing out on the corner better than Taylor Swift. And that's not an exaggeration either. So anyway, we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And until next time.